Alright, we're filming again. We're going to put the lifter blocks in and get this lower end done. So what you said? You wanted to say something. You got quiet. No. The audience doesn't like talking. Oh well. Yeah, we scraped all the gasket off this, and now we're putting new stuff on it. So we're all gooped up. I didn't do this, did I? I'll do it right now. That's enough goop. Alright. Which one's up? Wrong. Okay, I get the gaskets on the blocks, so I have to worry about them later. They're out of the way. Alright. Now I get to lube up the lifters and the blocks. Don't cut your fingers in here unless you want to. It'll be a different color red. That's what you would do, right?
I know her.
She's got sharp edges too.
That's a good.
My 5 females that look at the videos ain't gonna be impressed with that.
They might invite you over for lunch.
Most of them are over in Norway and Sweden. Alright, so you get the lifter blocks well lubed with oil. Then we gotta lubricate these because they're a little dry, the lifters. So we clean them. These are brand new ones. So first thing you do is get the oil in the roller down here. So you kind of work it in like that. And you flip it over and do the other side. Now you can soak these, I guess, too, but that's messy, so I don't do that. Then we go ahead and put a little bit on the body. See, that's not messy. Stick them in the hole. Get the next one. Now my thumb's away, I can't get my oil grease. So I got to clean that off so I can work my bottle.
I put mine in with a hammer.
You would. I think I got oil in the cover too. Now it's lubed. So now I can do it with one hand too. Now it's all lubed.
There you go.
Look at that. It goes right in then. Now if you don't lubricate these rollers very well, it'll they'll reward you by failing after you run your bike. And then you wonder why that brand new motor you put together failed on about 500 miles, if it made it even that far. Usually only go about 30-40 miles, and if the lifters are bad, it takes it out the motor.
So, what? Too much of that stuff make your motor smoke when you first fire it up?
And only if you put it inside the combustion chamber.
Oh, okay.
We don't put it in the combustion chamber, we put it in the motor. See how the lifter quits making noise once you get oil in there? Yeah, now I'm nice and gooey and gooey for the oil. Now I get to clean my hands off. Alright, so you get the oil off your hands so your tools don't get full of grease and oil. Some people like that though. Okay, you take the rear lifter block with the lifters are down, you stick it right in the case real quick before it has time to fall out. And you'll be good. Same on the front one. Make sure the gasket lines up with the hole before you dump it in. I already pre-fitted these to make sure they fit in the case. bits when you're going to put together and the lifter blocks won't go in the case. You take your bolts. This one's got custom Allen bolts instead of the stock 12-point hardware. So these give you that nice rusted red finish when you're after about 3 weeks. Unless they're stainless. These aren't. Of course, stainless will come loose on you and leak, so they're not good either. You got the tool for learning these?
No.
Good. Me either. Now, if you make the extension long enough to clear the stud, you don't hurt yourself when you tighten the bolt down. So I run the bolts down until they just touch and I back them off. Okay, then you take the lifter block and you walk it back and forth. You find the center point, and that's where you tighten it. Now, if you want to use that stupid taper wedge screw, you can do that too, but it does the same thing. Except this one's quicker. Use the factory torque, which is tight. That one's done. I'm going to do the other one the same way. See, that gasket hangs out more than the other one, see? Oh, look at that. It's got 2 filters over there. I didn't know that. See? Look at that. I probably cleaned the used one. That's the new one. Okay, same deal. You rock it back and forth. Find the sweet spot and tighten it down. It's a long way from the sweet spot. This one has almost no movement, so there is no sweet spot. It's where it wants to be now. Do you use the torque wrench when you do these?
No.
No? So you're heathen too?
Yeah.
Good. Thought I was the only one that did it like this. Okay, after they're in, now you make sure it rotates. There it goes. Make sure the lifters go up and down evenly. See how that one's not moving?
Yeah.
There it goes. What do you mean that oil's too thick? Alright, so that spins over good, so we know that's good. So now we got our oil pressure switch we got to put on. It's got the lube or the sealant on it already. That goes right in the hole right there.
There you go.
And you tighten it up with a special socket. Where's that special socket?
Right here.
You lost it? Nope, that ain't the one.
Close.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking it's this one right here. I'm guessing it's this one because it's been trimmed down a bunch. So it's real thin wall because there's no gap in here. That's probably the one.
That was a damn good guess.
We don't know what size it is, but it is made in USA.
What are they?
Now you don't tighten them down until you can't move them no more, but you do have to put some torque on it. That's about right. So now we got the oil pressure switch. Now the only thing left is the filter that goes over here. So we got the one I just got done cleaning. And this here is probably a brand new one that's sitting here with a new spring. So I already know this one's clean, so I'm going to use this one. I don't trust new ones anyway. So when you put these in, this side here goes down, it seals against the bottom of the case, and the spring holds it down. It does not go upside down like that, because then the filter doesn't work. The oil just bypass the tip, and you got no filter. So it helps to put it in correctly. Then we got a special hex style screw on the top here for this one.
Is there not a bearing in this one, is there?
Bearing in what?
Down in there?
No, this is called a filter. It has a screen. These ones over here have the stuff in them.
Yeah. That's the one that when they start clogging up,
So that's tight. Now these ones over here are the ones that have, that was really tight. You see how tight that was?
Holy smokes.
See that socket's too short? Look at that problem. See, I'm having a problem with this one. We need a longer extension. So we move up to the longer extension. That one wasn't very tight either. It's a good thing we check these things around here. Got a spring. Another spring. I need to blow it up so you can see though. You can't see nothing. Can't even see what I'm doing. Look at that. There's a pump over there someplace. Now you got a ball bearing on the inner one, and you got a pressure valve on the outer. So to get that out, you put a screwdriver in there and bend it sideways, and it kind of comes out. But you got to use a medium screwdriver, more like this one.
What about a magnet?
No. You know why you don't use a magnet?
Watch out.
Because then it magnetizes this part,
Oh,
and then any grit will stick to it and make it leak. Or stick.
Right.
So unless you have a demagnetizer, I wouldn't use a magnet. So there is the plunger. This is your high pressure relief valve here. So after you get that figured out, you go ahead and put some oil in here.
So where's the ball bearing?
It's right there on top of that.
So it's a
Ball bearing's way down in there already.
so this sits on top of the ball bearing?
No, the ball bearing goes on the ball bearing one over here, the inner one. And the outer one is the plunger for pressure relief.
Right, okay.
So the ball bearing is a real late spring here, because all it does is it's a check valve to keep the tank from draining. So that goes in there.
Okay, so that's the inner one.
That's the inner one. This is your plunger for your pressure relief valve. It has the big heavy spring here. So you go ahead and push that in. It should drop in freely. And then you put your cap on it. Make sure you got the O-ring on there that's good. If the O-ring is no good, replace it. And tighten it down like that. It's tight. So there you go. You got the now the pump is complete. Got a pressure switch here, and it's all pretty well good to go. These are the special washers here that go on the lifter block when you get the O-rings, but we don't have the O-rings, so the customer didn't bring in a gasket set. So that's pretty much all we can do with this one at this point. So the customer's going to go ahead and finish this motor up after the fact. Get that stupid camera out of my face. Look at this stupid moron over there. Jeez. Taking pictures over here. Look at this. He's taking pictures of me taking a picture. I'll fix that camera.
You
All
see
right.
that? I was fighting back.
So here, yeah, you're fighting back. All right. All right. So here's our motor. All done. It's got Ultima cases, Ultima oil pump, stock lifter blocks, stock Harley crank. So it's a 97 motor, what it started out as. So it is what it is now. So there you go. So now all you can do is wait for him to get the top in. He's going to finish it up himself. So anyway, pain in the ass putting together, but that's what it looks like. So there you go. We got one more finished motor.